Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 2, first episode of Off Point. My name's Les Steed.
I'm Marlon White.
And today we're just going to have a quick catch-up, really quick rundown of what we've been up to in the last year since we've stopped recording the last episode. So, Marlon, what have you been up to?
Well, just a few little things, few little changes in regards to myself. So, we recorded about a year ago. So, I say I got, married, changed jobs, bought a flat.
Nice.
Which, for anybody in America listening, that's an apartment.
An apartment. But it's a lot smaller than your ones because, like England, you don't get much for your money.
Yeah, we get completely robbed.
See all of last season for us bitching and whining about that. Cool. What else?
I think that's all I can think of at the top of my head. Is there anything else I'm doing? Oh, I've got my cooking channel, my website up and going.
Nice.
Yeah, just making a little bit of small money, really small money, really. Guys, you need to go and click on more.
Yeah, click more of our stuff. This is like and subscribe. Yeah. What else?
What else am I doing with my life? I think that's it for now.
That's not too bad. So in the last year, I have moved house 3 times, went to Scotland, climbed Ben Nevis, had a lovely week surfing in Cornwall, left my now ex-girlfriend. I've also... I've had 2 people threaten to sue me, actually. One of them did last month, which was just weird because the guy didn't have a leg to stand on. So I was like, but then again, you still do sleep over this crap. I wrote an article that for ADD Etude, and it got 1.5 million views on gaslighting because Google picked it up. That was pretty cool. Guess how much they paid me for it?
£10.
$100.
Okay.
That was it. But yeah, still, that's like a third of the population of in London has read that thing. And it's like, so that was pretty cool. Started a new business called Features Desk. That was, it's doing okay. We're a bunch of freelancers. We're finally getting somewhere. Just got onboarded by a very big client in Ireland. What else? I bought a flat. But it's still going through at the moment. So plenty of time to just sort of wait around and still pay rent for somebody else. I've moved down into Surrey again. So that's been quite nice. A little bit different from living in London. I was living in Wembley for a while as well.
Right.
What else? Went internet dating. That was a nightmare.
Right.
Found a nice new lady. She's lovely. Very little, but very cool. Fills up the room. What else? I started writing it, and now I'm a gardening expert for The Independent, which was quite cool. I've written about 5 reviews for them. Spent most of last weekend driving a wheelbarrow.
So can we double back quickly? So you said...
and I got run over by while I was on my motorbike, but I was stationary.
You mentioned 2 things you just kind of breezed past. One, you got sued twice.
Well, I didn't get sued. I got threatened to be sued, which is kind of like in England, you don't just throw that around.
Yeah.
Like in America, I guess it's like, it's basically the same as I'm telling the teacher.
Yeah.
But here it's like if someone threatens to, I think the last guy was like, I don't want to take legal action. So I then had to research the laws behind what he was threatening. Yeah. And it turns out the fucker didn't have a leg to stand on because what he was doing by threatening in the first place was illegal. So he doesn't know that yet because I just ignored him because it's the best thing to do with these idiots.
Right.
But it's scary when someone does that.
Yeah, it seems like you've been through a lot. Somebody tried to run you over.
Well, I don't think they tried to. They just accidentally did.
I think it was an attempt on your life, to be honest.
Nah, no one pulls that face when they're trying to kill you. Because I looked her dead in the eye. She was like driving directly into me on my side of the road. And I'm holding down the horn like, bitch, wake up. She's looking the wrong way.
She might be a polite hitman.
She's not. She's not. I mean, she's shit at her job and she's shit at being polite as well.
Yeah. So do you want to go back through the story of somebody running you over for people listening?
Well, I was on my motorbike and I think when you're a biker, you kind of accept the fact that every time you get on that thing might be the last. And, we all know there's a reason you wear a helmet and thank God I was. Because normally I would anyway, but it's just if I was wearing anything less flimsy than the one I had, I think I probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'd be having a very, very basic version. I think with this situation, it's quite a common accident. Most motorcycle accidents happen under 20 miles an hour.
Right.
But this woman was looking to the left. She's coming out of T-junction. She's looking to the left the whole time. I saw her. I knew what she was doing. I knew she was going to pull out. You get that feeling like, oh, here we go. So I stopped the bike about 10 meters away from where she was pulling out.
Right.
She pulls out, and then she pulled not only out of the road, but she's still looking over her shoulder on the left shoulder. So she's still looking to the left to see the oncoming traffic from the other side, and drove across the road and directly into me. And I'm beeping the horn for about 3 seconds, and then she then she looked at me and then accelerated forward, which was horrific. And I'm on the phone to my mate, and apparently I was less than like when you think you're going to die, you're all like, you always assume that you're going to be like, yeah, it'll be that moment of I'll jump from the bike and everything will be fine. No, it happened so quickly. Like, you just 1 minute you're standing there, and I went from being like fuck.
Did it happen in slow motion in your head?
Not really. Yeah, it kind of like, it's happening to you.
Yeah. But it's like a surreal moment, because to go not off point, but sort of on point. I got hit by a bus when I was about 15, and it felt like it only happened probably like a split second, but it felt like slow motion.
Yeah.
So as I was flying through the air, it felt like I remember just going through the air, and I was just like, so this is how I die.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's that moment of it had to happen this way, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like that little moment of acknowledgement of this is gonna hurt.
This is it. This is how I go out.
It's like, of all places, Red Hill, for fuck's sake. It's like, I mean, I always imagined I'd die in a hail of bullets or something cool, but no, I think it's probably just gonna be like shit and boring like that, like something really avoidable and awkward where there's no one really who's a bad person involved.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite difficult. But no, I mean, the woman herself was just a bit shook up. And I can't really make too many comments on her as a person, but suffice to say, she had a personalised number plate, let's put it that way. Didn't really hang around afterwards either to check that I was all right, even though I was in the ambulance for 2 hours.
Wow.
Mostly because I was sitting there with 2 ambulance people who had ADHD as well.
Did they?
Oh, it was so funny. I had a great time with them. Luckily for me, I wasn't that hurt. I mean, I'm a little bit scared, a bit shook up. But the main thing isn't actually the accident.
Yeah.
Like, accidents, I mean, I'm saying that as someone who's not had any real injuries, got a bit of a gammy left knee now.
Right.
But, it just means I can't, I don't know, it's probably going to hurt me when I'm older. But, no, it's just the fact that the insurance company, like, you have to prove all of your damages to your person, to your everything. So it means I've instead of spending my Saturdays, or instead of spending a week just getting on with my life, I'm ended up going through all my receipts for the last 4 years to get back prove my expenses for my, for what I was wearing. Then you've got, I've got to I had to take my motorbike to the garage. That's going to take 3 months to come back. I don't have a mode of transport anymore because of the petrol crisis at the moment. We're having a petrol crisis in the UK because our government is incompetent. And then you've got all of that shit going on. And it's just day-to-day living is tricky, especially when you don't live directly in the city. And I'm spending something in the region of 30 quid a month. It easily, just on Ubers alone to get here and to get back to record, cost me 30 quid, which is insane considering a full tank of petrol on the motorbike will cost me 12 to 15. Yeah, or it's not anymore, but around that. Anyway, but you got run over by you flew through the air.
Yeah, so I was about 15. So I was in my last year of school, and I remember what I was doing exactly. I had, this is an MP3 was starting to take off. This is before iPod.
Well, when it was it was a dot MP4 MP3 at the end of the thing. And
so this is like an MP3 where you have the little battery you put in it.
Yeah,
I had to carry a pack of batteries I get from the supermarket. Keep that in my bag because they run out in a day. So I had that, and I had it around my neck.
So cool.
Yeah, it was a red iPod, not iPod, MP3 walking. And 50 Cent on The Game came out with this song called How We Do. This is
How We Do, you got hit to that.
Yeah. So I was walking around like, this is how we do. And then I wasn't looking, there was this little crossway to the station. Because although I live in South London, I went to school in Northwest London. So I had to take the tube. So I was taking the tube from I was 11 years old. So I was going to the tube station, took the bus. The same bus I got off of, went to cross the road, didn't look where I was going. I'm like, this is how we do. And then, boom, I saw the bus at the last second as I was crossing. I took a look to my right, and I was just I saw a bus coming.
I mean, luckily for you, you're a unit, so you probably, what was the damage on the bus?
That's what people say as well. But yeah, I kind of looked to my right as I was crossing, and then I saw it you see something in the last second, and then you manage to make a small maneuver, but not enough of a maneuver.
Yeah.
So I saw it, and I managed to get one step out of the way, but it still clipped me on the shoulder.
Fuck.
And I went flying. And then to me, it felt like I was flying through the airport. I probably didn't go that far, but I was flying. I went flying, and then I was just like, as I said, it was like slow motion. So
did you find yourself lying on the floor like, fuck?
Yeah, it felt like slow motion as I was flying. I was like, oh, this is how I go. And then I landed.
Age 11. I've had a good life.
Yeah, 15. I landed and I think I hit my knee. And I landed and then I was on the floor. And then people started crowding around me. They're like, are you okay? You okay? And the bus driver was like, this woman. She opens the door and she's like, are you alright? Do you need to go to the hospital? And I kind of got up. And I was just like, kind of hunched over. And I'm like, no, I don't need to go to the doctors.
Yeah, dude, go to the doctors.
Yeah, I was like, I
stop
don't
being
need
hard,
to,
man. Go to the doctors.
I was like, I don't need to go. And then I kind of just limped away. And I bumped into my...
Did you ever get any of those hard man points that you were due? Or was it just one of those things where it's like, nah, I can take a bus on? Like,
So,
I mean, that's the arrogance of youth right there.
Yeah. So I bumped into my schoolmates who also lived in South Round. I went to the same school in North West London. And then they're like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm just going to go home. So I went home. And then my mum had the day off for some reason. And then I just got hit by a bus. She's like, what do you mean you got hit by a bus? And then I was just like, oh.
Surely they would have called an ambulance.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, let me take you to the hospital.
Yeah.
So she took me in her car, took me to the hospital. This is like when you're, I think in the UK, when you're below the age of 16 or 18, I can't remember which one it is, you still go to the kiddie ward with all the kids.
Yeah, pediatrics.
Yeah, you still go there. So just went there. I don't think they didn't do an X-ray on me or anything. Just kind of looked at me, had a look at my knee and all that, and they just said, they gave me the smiley face chart.
Yeah. How happy are you? Right now I'm high on adrenaline. So what do you think?
They're like, where are you on this chart, Marlon? Are you here or here? And I was just like, I'm a bit sore, but I'm not dying or anything. I'm alright. I was able to walk home and everything, so I'm alright. I'm about here. I'm a bit sore. So they're like, okay. They're like, yeah, you should be alright.
Yeah, we just give you paracetamol and then tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, they're like, you should be alright. If you have any issues like later on,
come back here and we'll maybe do something about it. It's like, P.S. Thank you for waiting 6 hours in the waiting room.
So I went back to school. My mum called the school, so I got hit by a bus, and they didn't answer the phone. But when my mum left that message, they called back and like, what? He's been hit by a bus.
It's like, Barry, man down. Which one? The tall one. Which tall one? They're all teenagers. They're all getting too big.
So I went to school and everything. It was just like an interesting story to say, oh, you got hit by a bus.
I mean, it's a story.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was good. I mean, yeah, okay.
It's one of those stories, like, you got hit by a bus.
Yeah, I mean, people don't expect to hear that one.
Yeah.
Well, at least, there's us doing our own promo.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just weird how this has happened, though. It's like you say, though, when you do get hit like that, it's like when I went down in my one, and when, like what you said there was totally true, because it's like 1 minute you're upright, and then you're on the floor, and you're looking around you, like, what the fuck happened there? And, it's weird how, but did you find yourself a bit worried the fact you were in the road or anything?
No, I wasn't. What I was, because it was a bus as well, you just automatically think that if anybody gets hit by a bus, they're done. Lucky for me, the bus just stopped at the bus stop and it was just taking off to go to it. It wasn't in full speed.
Oh yeah,
so I would have been finished.
Yeah, that just shattered your shoulder.
Yeah, I would have been finished. But lucky for me, it was the same. I was on that bus and I got off the bus and then went to cross the road and the same bus hit me. So that's how it happened for me. So
look left and right. You didn't look at the exact bus you got off.
Yeah, so
I'm not saying you deserve it, but come on.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was distracted. I got this new song. I was like, this is my favorite song.
So do you blame 50 Cent for what happened to you?
I blame 50 Cent. 50 Cent, if you're listening, which you're probably not.
Dick.
You almost killed me when I was 15.
This is all your fault.
Yeah.
Damn you for making good music. Well,
So I was there. I was just I was in my zone, and I just wasn't concentrating, and I was just crossing the road. I'm an autopilot crossing the road. I crossed this road for how many years? 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years every day crossing the same road, and then there's one time I wasn't concentrating and almost died.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's always when you're not concentrating. Well, I mean, in my case, I was concentrating. No, it's just it was the other person who doesn't understand how left and right work. Yeah. She tried to drive off.
Yeah. But it happens though. You're human. You just let your guard down doing something, and then unfortunately, that's how people die. That's how things have to happen.
It is weird. Has it made you think about fate and then how you've got sort of this is your day of death and you don't know?
No, I think that sometimes what I always think when you I don't know if you ever had a near miss, you've almost dropped something or you almost got hit by something and you're maybe in a parallel Rick and Morty thing, in a parallel universe, maybe I got hit by this car or this happened.
Yeah, I mean that's quite scary. Yeah. It's I always try to link things to love lives because it's just what I'm obsessed with. But it's just that whole thing of I mean, for all I know, when I'm going home today, today might be the day I get stabbed.
Yeah, Or like I have something even weird. I have even weird theory. Like maybe these like maybe they weren't near misses. Maybe you die and you're just like in some sort of purgatory or something.
Where you think that it's a near miss.
Yeah, but you're just like
and then everything's the exact same as before, even though your friends are unpredictable in what they're going to say, and you just like, continue your life.
You actually died in that moment, but now you're just going through like hell or purgatory or whatever.
Well, I wouldn't say it was hell. I just kind of wish I had more money. Yeah. But like,
part of me's like, maybe I died when I was 15.
You didn't. I mean, like, unless I'm fictional now, and this is getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so by that theory, I would be fictional.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to fuck with you. I mean, by that theory, but then again, like, if I'm fictional, then you could technically just kill people around you. It wouldn't matter because they would therefore be part of... This is getting some Matrix shit.
You just blow your mind. It's like some Truman Show type crazy shit going on, Matrix.
I mean, I don't think anyone's watching us that much. Otherwise, we'd get more clicks than this.
Yeah.
But not we're bitching. But yeah, every single one of the bastards is important.
You can drive yourself crazy thinking like that.
Well, shall we?
Can go down the rabbit hole.
We said we wouldn't go down too many rabbit holes.
Yeah.
But we could probably do another episode on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can people look for in the next couple of... Because this is going to be a short episode. What are we going to be doing loads about this week? In the next couple of episodes.
Do you want to start it?
Yeah, I've got the list here, actually. So there are a few things that we're still undecided on, but we'd like to do some stuff on adult ADHD. Because obviously I have it, and I've got a few friends who also do. 1 in 30 people's affected by it, and it's quite a big deal. I tell a few stories from the old day. We've covered me getting knocked off my bike. There's a few other little ideas in there, and I'm sure we'll come up with a few more in the future. Right, anything to add?
No.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2. My name's Les Steed.
I'm Marlon White, and we're back.
Done.